Hello guys, my name is Sam and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So if you have been with me throughout this journey, you can see that I have changed the color of my charts back into normal colors where the bulls are green and the red ones are bears, right? Now, if you are new to this channel, just make sure that to hit that subscribe button, and so that you can be notified whenever I upload a video, right? So today we're just gonna be doing a weekly outlook to see where where our pairs are heading, which opportunities can we get in the market, right? So I'm just gonna be picking random pairs just for us to analyze and see where we can get tradable opportunities, right? Now I am going to be doing this on the daily time frame, 4-hour time frame, and 1-hour time frame, right? Firstly, we're going to start off with the Euro USD. Now, what we need to analyze first and to understand is what has happened, right? What has happened before that now it's violated. Now, what we want to see is we want to see past structure, which in this case will be this area here, right? Right before the market fell to the downside, right before we got this huge bearish move there, right? Now, what we can identify is that we want to identify levels where the market has been broken and to the point where it got to fall to this support area here, right? Now, firstly, we can identify our break of structure level here, since we can clearly identify that the market was pushing to the upside, right? Now, that break of structure was a level where we know that if the market had broken and closed below that area, then that would tell us that the market has now changed its structure, because we had the market pushing to the upside, making higher highs and higher lows, right? We're making higher highs and higher lows just before the market failed to break above this high here, right? And then we had the market push to the downside and break that high again, pushing to the downside and reaching our break of structure level. We then saw the market push up bearish into this market and close below that structure. We got a very nice last kiss. I really don't like to classify this as a clear retest, but we can also just say that this is a clear retest, right? Where we can see that the market had pushed back into a level of structure here and continued falling bearish, right? Now what we can see is that the market is falling to the downside, heading to our level of structure, right? And then the other thing that we can identify is that this market is showing signs of actually being weak towards this level, because we had our level of support here being formed before the market pushed to the upside. And then we can see that the market now is actually showing signs of depletion and rejection as the market falls to the downside, right? Now we could get a candle to the downside here before we push to the upside, right? Now, if you haven't watched that candlestick guide, be sure to watch it and to be able to understand why we're saying that the market is losing strength here, where we can see depletions, right? Also, what we want to see is that since we can see that the market is falling, it's making a flag to the downside, let me outline that here. We can see that this is actually a falling wedge here. Sorry about that. This is a falling wedge here, right? It would be actually nice for us to see the market fall to this downside here before we get that bearish push to the upside, that bullish push to the upside, right? For this one, I actually don't think I need to go down to the 4 hour or the 1 hour time frame, since we still have to wait for this market to show us proper signs that it actually wants to push to the downside. And when it's here, we will be looking down to the lower time frames to see the behavior here, right? The other pair that I wanted us to look at is actually USD CAD. Now I actually saw a pretty good setup here. Oh, this is my past drawings here. Now we can see that price has been pushing to the upside bullish. Mind you, this is the daily time frame, right? Where we had our high being formed here, right? Our high being formed here and our low here. Now, what has the market done since then is that we could see that the market has actually broken out of that high, broke that high, making a new higher high, right? Making a new higher high here, right? What we actually want to see happen here also is that we want to see price pull a bit back into this level here before pushing to the upside, right? Now for this one, we could actually just move to the 4 hour time frame to try and see what is happening here, right? Okay, let me just move this here and move it here, right? Now what we can see is that price is actually still consolidating a bit here, where we can see price being stuck between these areas here. I'm actually just gonna let me take this week here. Now we can see that price is actually consolidating between these levels here, right? We could actually get price push back down a little bit here before we get the push to the upside to reach that daily higher high, right? One thing that we need to identify is that this is our retest area here on the daily time frame, which we can also identify on the 4 hour time frame. And what we want to see happen is that we don't want to see price fall below this area here. Let me just highlight this out here. We don't want to see price fall below this area here, because if price falls below this area here, then we will be looking for price to fall down to the previous high level, the previous low level. Sorry about that. Now for price to show us signs that it's around this level and it's rejecting this level, it will be pretty good signs for us to say that we are going to get a nice bullish trend after that. So the next pair that I wanted us to look at is let me see, let's check USDJPY. Going to the daily time frame. Okay, this was my previous. Now we actually did have a video on AUDJPY where we had actually identified that we got bullish momentum here, right? And we actually took a trade from here, putting our stop loss below previous level structure. This is our level of structure, which the market was failing to break, right? And we wanted our 1:2 risk reward ratio here. Which is somewhere around here. Sorry about that. Yes, somewhere around here, right? Now, what we don't want to see is that we don't want to see price break that level there. Now, if price can stay below 81.926, we will see price continue falling to the downside. We will actually see price falling to the downside, right? Now, really hope this trade hits our take profits, and I'm guessing we will see that on the upcoming week. And for now, let's plan for what are we expecting for the upcoming week, right? Now, starting from the daily time frame, we can see that price was falling and has been falling to the downside, right? We can see that price has been falling to the downside. We're getting our lower lows here, our lower lows, our lower highs. We're getting those here. We're getting that here. Now, when we're looking at this, we can see that clearly that price has previously broken our support to the downside, forming our new lower low, right? We had price push back into level of structure with a momentum candle, right? Now, what we're getting here is that we're getting a depletion candle, right? Another depletion candle, right? Now, this is clear signs that price is actually losing strength towards a previous level of structure, right? Now, what we would like to see is that it would actually be nice for us to get another depletion candle, and to get for us to get that momentum candle, which shows us that a price is actually ready to move to the downside, right? Now, to confirm all this, because we can't take trades on the daily time frame, we're going to move down to the 4-hour time frame, identify structure on the 4-hour time frame, and look for possible areas where we could enter the market, right? Now, sorry about that. We can see that here price has been falling to the downside. We have our retest level here, which has just been reached by the price, right? And we have our level of structure here, which if it is broken, we will be seeing price pushing to the upside, right? We will be seeing price pushing to the upside, right? So from here, we could get price fall to the downside. We could get price move a little bit into this area here before falling to the downside, right? Now, is it a good idea to enter the market at this time? Now, for me, it is going to be a no, because we can still identify that the 1 hour, which we are going to move into, it is still on an uptrend, right? Now, what do I mean by that? We can see that price is actually making higher lows and higher highs here, right? We can see that here, right? Now, moving down to the 1 hour time frame, we can see that price is actually let me remove all this so that we can see this clearly. Price has been making higher highs and higher lows. We can see this area here. We can see this low here, right? We can see this new high here. Now, for us to see price falling to the downside completely, we would want price to actually give us that momentum candle, even at this area here, to give us the momentum candle here so that it could push to the downside. Now, alternatively, we could get a push into this area here, get some depletion candles here for the market to push to the upside, right? Remember, I did say that we want the market not to break this level here for it to continue being in a downtrend, right? Now, if you are a person who likes trading reversal patterns, you can wait for the market to show you that reversal pattern that you need in order for you to have the confidence to enter the market, right? Now, for trend line traders, you can see that this here is actually forming some sort of a rising channel here, right? Some sort of a rising channel there where we could get price push up into this area before falling to the downside, right? For our next, let me see here, which can we do? Let's go for Great British Pound against the Japanese yen. So with this one, let's go to the daily time frame again. Oh, this is gonna be a nice week, eh? We can see that a lot of potential trades are being in here. Okay. Now on this one, we can see that the market has been falling to the downside, right? We have been falling bearish, making lower lows and lower highs, right? Now we are at a previous level of structure on the daily time frame, right? We are at a previous level of structure on the daily time frame, which could signify for us that the market will continue falling bearish, right? We are seeing also depletion candles here, depletion candle here, into a level of structure, and the market was pushing impulsively into the market of structure. It was pushing with a lot of momentum, but now we are seeing that momentum deplete a bit by bit, right? Now we will go down to the 4-hour time frame to try and identify what else is happening on this pair, right? Now what we can see is, I like to identify my levels of retests and break of structure. We can see that this is our level of retest, right? We have just pushed a bit into that level, and we can also identify that this here is our level of break of structure. Now, if we can see price break this level, we will be looking for price to push continuing to the upside, right? But for now, what we can see is that we would want the price to continue pushing to the downside, right? We want to see price continue pushing to the downside. For people who like to trade morning stars, candlestick patterns, now you can see that here it's something actually like that happening. But for a person who has gone through the candlestick guide, you can see that this is not a clear indication for you to enter the trade, right? Now, going down to the 1-hour time frame, we can clearly see that the price is also still at a disadvantage for us. Let me remove those other drawings so that we can clearly see this here. We can see that price made our high here and our low here, right? Then price pushed to the upside to create our higher high here, right? Now we could actually just get price come down to this level and push to the upside again, right? Now, before we could get price pushing to the downside, we want to see price break this. Let me put this, okay, yes. We want to see price break this level here, come for a retest before pushing to the downside, right? Remember to always identify the levels of structure where you can identify a break of structure to say that the market is no longer going to continue pushing to the upside, right? And also combining that with your candlestick knowledge, the types of candles that we did in the candlestick guide. I will put a link down below in the description box for those who haven't watched that video. I'll also put the video at the end of this video for you guys to watch, right? Now, I know that some of you have not watched that video yet, and hence you are getting confused whenever I am saying the candlestick guide. Now, the candlestick guide is in this channel. You can watch it, guys, for you to also get the information we are talking about here, right? Now, what do we want to see? We want to see price break this level and continue falling to the downside, right? Or we want to see price push into a level here. We could see price push into this level here, right? Before continue pushing to the downside. We could see price push into this level here before it continues pushing to the downside, right? The next one, let's see. Let's go for gold. We haven't been doing gold for a while, so let's check gold. It is pretty messy, eh? So let's go to the daily time frame and see what we are looking at, right? I'm sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, things are pretty much a bit clearer now, right? Now, okay, we can see that gold is actually showing some signs here of actually failing to break a level or showing us some depletion in the market, right? Now, we can identify that price had actually made an area here in the market, right? Before failing to break below this area here. Let me put this on. Before failing to break this area here, right? Price continued pushing to the upside. Price continued pushing to the upside, right? And now we see price has came down to that level again. And now we are getting those depletion candles, those rejection candles to show us this area here is actually failing to break, right? Remember that it is always good for you to wait for the momentum candle in order for you to confirm that directional biased for you to enter the market, right? Now let's go down to the 4-hour time frame to identify structure on the 4-hour time frame and actually see what is happening here. Okay. Now moving this and adjusting it here, we can see that price is actually at a level of break of structure where we can see that if price breaks below this level, we will see price continue falling to the downside, right? Why am I saying this? Is because on the 4-hour time frame, let me zoom this in here. Delete also these ones. Delete this, right? Now, on the 4-hour time frame, we can clearly identify that price is pushing bullish, right? We had price make higher highs and higher lows as the market was pushing to the upside, right? Now, price has broken above this level a bit here to create our new higher high, right? And then now price has fallen below this higher high here, right? We got a lower high here. We got a lower high here, right? And we could actually get another lower high here with price breaking this area here and continue pushing to the downside, right? Now, why am I saying this is our area of break of structure is that we can see that this is the area where our previous low higher low is located. This is our previous higher low here, right? This is our previous higher low where we had actually identified in the previous videos that the price was actually consolidating between this area here. Let's just highlight this out and this one out also, right? This is where we had actually seen that price had been consolidating into that in that area here. Now price has actually came back into this area here, failed to break above again here. And now what we are seeing is we are seeing rejections in this area here. All right, we could actually see price push to the upside from this level, push to the upside from this level, right? Or continue falling to the downside, right? let us look at our last pair. I don't know which to do anymore. Let's see. Let's go for AUD NZD. Let's just go for that and see what happens here. Okay. Now this is very wonderful. This is very wonderful. We had price push to the downside, right? We had price push to the downside, pushing to the downside, right? We have seen a level being created here, and price has been stuck below that price ever since, right? We had our high, our low, our lower high, our lower low, which is this area here, which is this area here. Now this is the 4-hour time frame. We can see that we have depletion candle here after a momentum candle here. Now what this could mean is that we could get a momentum candle push to the upside, or we could get a momentum push to the downside. Now for you, you're going to have your entry reasons to say that, okay, now that the market has shown me a depletion candle and I've gotten a momentum candle to the downside, maybe price will continue pushing to the downside, right? And what else can we identify here? Let me just leave it at this. For trend line traders, we can identify that this here is actually trying to form a triangle. Maybe we could get price push into this area here before continuing to the downside, right? Let us move to the 1-hour time frame to identify price clearly, right? Let me remove these, right? Now on the 1-hour time frame, it shows that the previous lower low is this area here, where we saw price fall into this area here and fail to break and started continuing pushing to the upside, right? Now we are getting some kind of rejection here also, right? Now we would wait for a clear direction indication to say that maybe the market is pushing to the upside or is ready to fall bearish, right? Right. So guys, for this video, I am just gonna leave it here and hope that you guys have gathered some information from this video, and you guys will be able to enter your pairs however you enter them. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful week. I am seeing some pretty good setups here of price, and we could actually get nice trades for the week, right? Now don't forget to subscribe and also like the video if you have liked the content, and if you haven't, click that subscribe button, click the bell button. A video that you like will come up and we will be able to gain more knowledge of the Forex market, guys. Okay. Now for me today, it's a wonderful Sunday. Take a look at you have looked at this video, go and back test your strategies and prepare yourself for the upcoming week.